Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about Hayden Panettiere, an actress whose face and voice became familiar to millions of people around the world. From her unforgettable role as Claire Bennett in Heroes to Juliette Barnes in Nashville and Kirby Reed in the Scream franchise, Hayden built a remarkable career that began when she was still a baby. And today, we have to talk about some heartbreaking news. Hayden Panettiere has died at the age of 36. Her family confirmed her death through her publicist, and as of now, no cause of death has been announced. Authorities are investigating, and reports say there were no signs of trauma or foul play. It's difficult to process news like this, especially when someone is only 36 and has spent so much of their life entertaining audiences. But rather than focusing only on the tragedy, I think it's important to remember Hayden for the person and performer she was, the characters she brought to life, and the incredible journey she had. So, let's take a moment to remember her story. Hayden Panettiere began working incredibly young. She appeared in a toy commercial when she was just 11 months old, and before she was even old enough to understand what fame meant, she was already appearing in television commercials and soap operas. She eventually became known for roles on One Life to Live and Guiding Light. Think about that for a moment. Most children are simply learning how to walk, talk, make friends, and discover the world around them. Hayden was already working in front of cameras, and she kept going. She voiced Princess in Pixar's A Bug's Life, appeared in Remember the Titans, Ice Princess, and other films before landing the role that would completely change her career. In 2006, Hayden became Claire Bennett on Heroes. And if you watched television during that era, you probably remember one of the most famous phrases from the show, "Save the cheerleader, save the world." Claire was a teenage cheerleader who discovered that she had an extraordinary ability to heal from injuries. But what made the character memorable wasn't simply the supernatural ability. Claire was a teenager. She was scared. She was curious. And suddenly, she was caught in a much bigger story involving people with extraordinary powers and a world that didn't always know what to do with them. Hayden brought an incredible combination of energy and vulnerability to that character. And Heroes became a major television phenomenon. For Hayden, it meant becoming a star while still incredibly young. And that brings up something worth thinking about. What does it actually feel like to become famous before you've had the opportunity to figure out who you are privately? When millions of people know your face, they can develop an idea of who they think you are. But the person they see on television is only one part of your life. Hayden would eventually experience both the opportunities and the enormous pressures that come with growing up in the public eye. After Heroes, she continued working in film and television, but one of her most important roles came in 2012 when she joined Nashville as Juliette Barnes. And this was a completely different kind of character. Juliette was a country music superstar who was talented, ambitious, complicated, and often deeply vulnerable. She struggled with relationships, fame, addiction, motherhood, and the pressure of constantly being watched. Hayden's performance earned her 2 Golden Globe nominations. And there was something particularly powerful about watching her play a character who was so complicated. Juliette wasn't perfect. She could make terrible decisions. And Hayden made audiences care about her. Years later, when people look back at Nashville, Hayden's performance remains one of the show's defining elements. But while audiences were watching Juliette struggle on screen, Hayden was also dealing with very real challenges in her own life. She was open about experiencing postpartum depression after the birth of her daughter, Kaya, in 2014, and she later spoke publicly about addiction and recovery. And later in life, she gave people something even more personal: honesty. So perhaps the question isn't simply, how will we remember Hayden Panettiere? Maybe the better question is, what part of her story will stay with us? Will it be Claire Bennett? Juliette Barnes? Kirby Reed? Her return to acting? Her memoir? Or perhaps the way she continued trying to find her way forward despite everything she experienced? I think different people will have different answers. And that's okay. Because a person's legacy isn't one single thing. It's the collection of memories they leave behind in different people. So now I'd love to hear from you. What was your favorite Hayden Panettiere role? Was it Claire in Heroes? Juliette in Nashville? Kirby in Scream? Or Did you know her from another project? And if her work meant something to you, share that memory respectfully in the comments. Sometimes the most meaningful tribute isn't a headline. It's simply telling someone what their work meant to you. If you found this video meaningful, please take a moment to like it and share it with someone who grew up watching Hayden's work. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more celebrity stories, entertainment news, career retrospectives, and thoughtful conversations about the people who have shaped television, film, and popular culture. Thank you so much for watching. Hayden Panettiere's life was far too short, but it was also filled with remarkable achievements. She spent almost her entire life entertaining audiences, and even through difficult periods, she continued searching for a way forward. Her story wasn't perfect. It wasn't supposed to be. It was human. And maybe that's exactly why so many people connected with her. So tonight, as we remember Hayden, let's remember more than the headlines. Let's remember the little girl who became an actress, the teenager who became a superhero, the singer who brought Juliet Barnes to life, the actress who returned to scream, and the woman who found the courage to tell her own story. May her family, friends, and loved ones have privacy and peace as they grieve. And may Hayden Panettiere's work continue to live on through the people who watched, listened, and cared. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves, check in on the people you love, and remember that behind every public image is a real person with a story we may never completely know. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.